Welcome to Upturned Table. I'm Jeremy, and today joining me are Matt and Will. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
And we are playing Vaesen, Nordic Horror Roleplaying game by Free League. So let me go into a little bit about the setting for this, if you don't know this game, to kind of give you an idea of where we'll be and what we will be doing. So Vaesen takes place in the mythical 19th century Scandinavia. So this is a version of Scandinavia that's not necessarily historically accurate. It's an alternate world. So events may correspond to reality and may not. So we have some flexibility with technology. And the Vaesen themselves are things like trolls, ghosts, lindworms, and other creatures that inhabit nature, basically woods and lakes, that humans have lived with forever. But recently, the industrialization of Europe has caused a conflict and actually a bit of a rebellion with these creatures, and so they've turned against people that used to know the ways of keeping them subdued, of keeping them satisfied, and actually, in turn, a lot of these Vaesen would aid people in helping them with their farming or anything they needed to do with dealing with nature. So the back of the rulebook reads: in dark forests and forlorn mountains, by black lakes and hidden groves, at your doorstep in the shadows, something stirs. Strange beings, twisted creatures, lurking at the edge of vision, watching, waiting, unseen by most, but not by you. You see them for what they really are. Vaesen. So our players will be playing characters that have the sight. And so the sight is a special ability that allows you to see these creatures. To most people, Vaesen are invisible or can show themselves kind of at will. But what they call Thursday's children, which will be our characters, have the sight that allows them to see Vaesen all the time. So this leads them to connect with each other, because a lot of the times, once it's found that someone has the sight, they're considered insane and may spend their life in an asylum or may just be hidden away by their families as an embarrassment. But these Thursday's children, as they're called, often find a connection to the society. And the society is an old organization of people with the sight that have joined together to either research or help combat this change in the Vaesen, the more violent, more aggressive nature of them. And originally it was known as the Order of Artemis. And Carl Linnaeus was the founder. And over a few hundred years, there's been changes and disaster. So when we pick up our story, it will be 10 years after the last known meeting of the society has taken place. So their headquarters have fallen to ruin. No one has heard or seen anyone that is an active member of the society publicly, but our characters have made some contact and are now traveling from Stockholm to Uppsala on a train to find out a little bit more. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your characters? So who are you playing? Will, let's start with Will.
Oh, we're going to start with me. Okay, I am playing Aksel Olafrsson, a young, we'll say man, old boy, who's a child of wealthy parents who fell afoul of, he believes, a Vaesen in the past, and is taken there at one time, which seemed to be considerable wealth, and thrown it all into research to try to figure out what it was that took his father and led to his mother's eventual death. So he's young, kind of naive, but has been ignoring his family's legacy, kind of basically spending all of everything that his parents had before. He's been throwing at research and information. So he's very curious and really wants to find out what all this supernatural stuff is. And he's kind of relied on his manservant butler. I don't know exactly what the relationship is. Niles, to take care of his day-to-day life, like making sure he has clothes and food to eat, while he just spends all of his time at in libraries or talking to odd people who claim that they have books or knowledge about maybe not necessarily the occult, but Vaesen in general. And so he's a young, impressionable guy who thinks he has the world understood, but obviously he's level 1, so obviously he does not.
All right. And what's his archetype?
His archetype is the private detective.
Okay. All right. Good. And how about Matt? You are a manservant, it sounds like.
Yes. I am playing Nils Hornqvist.
I keep saying Niles, don't I?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so bad at that.
I am a servant. I am the valet, butler. You pick to the young master Aksel. He calls me Niles sometimes, but I let it slide. I'm in my early 60s. Do you want us to go into like Dark Secret and stuff
sure.
right now? Or
Yeah, we can do that because it may come up and it may help people understand, why this is significant. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in my early 60s. In my youth, I was a soldier. And the reason that matters is because my motivation and Dark Secret are basically tied together. I witnessed a good old army buddy of mine become possessed by a Vaesen who attacked me, and I killed him in a panic and didn't know what to do. I was unemployed at the time, having been drummed out of the military. So I buried his body and assumed his identity and became a manservant.
Excellent. All right. And Aksel's Dark Secret, can you tell us a little bit about what might be hiding in his past and what he doesn't want to
Yeah, and
confront?
it ties into his motivation too. He's been spending the last, I'd say, 7 years or so, like since he was 10 or so, trying to find out anything he can about odd happenings, supernatural events, and it led him to making deals or dealing with a cult of some kind that, in order to get some of the information and knowledge that he needed, he had to make promises to them. So his Dark Secret is that there's a cult out there, which we haven't totally fleshed out yet, that he basically has a debt to. And at some point, they're going to come asking or hunting for him to cash in.
Right. Excellent. All right. Well, good.
Now, I don't know if Nils/Niles is aware of that or not. That's a Dark Secret, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, so that's information that maybe you haven't shared. You may, during the course of the campaign, choose to share it, and it may come up. It may make itself very apparent. It may be impossible to hide anymore. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And anything else? Well, let's talk a little bit about. So, what talents did you take? Just so we have a little bit of mechanical explanation. So, Aksel, what talent does Aksel use?
Aksel's talent is focused. It allows him to ignore penalties for investigating from the various conditions you do for pushing and other negative things. So basically, I don't have penalties when I'm trying to investigate for any conditions I have.
Excellent. And Nils, what is your talent?
Nils is loyal.
Ah.
I get a +2 on fear tests when those I'm sworn to protect are present.
Excellent.
You're very loyal because I say your name wrong every day, and yet you stuck it out. And I appreciate it.
We live to serve.
Of course you do, Niles. Of course you do.
Excellent.
I feel compelled to mention that I also have a field kitchen, so I can cook anywhere for my master.
Excellent. Well, that should come in quite handy during the coming days. All right. So Aksel has been exchanging letters with a woman who has a connection to the society and is basically his only lead to what happened and the origins of the society, apart from things that are written about the more ancient history. But as far as where existing members are and what is the state, this is his only connection. She's an older woman, and sometimes her responses are a little bit hard to decipher. And the only exchanges that Aksel has had have been through letters. So kind of decoding some of the strange language she uses and some of her kind of a random
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Yes.
There were big blocks there that cut out for me. I don't know if...
Oh no, really? Okay.
It sounded fine to me.
So did? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Well, let me repeat just in case, because I'm not sure what Craig can hear. So on the train to Uppsala, and you're traveling to Uppsala because Aksel has been in contact with Linnea Elfaklint. Linnea Elfaklint. So Linnea is an older woman and is the last surviving member or last known member of the society that anyone has been able to track down. And so Aksel has been exchanging letters and has been getting kind of mysterious responses, some very useful information and but very mysterious responses to some of his questions. And it's hard to decode exactly some of her exact meanings in certain turn of phrase and certain ways that she just diverts her answers into talk of the mythical and the magical. And she is obviously very afraid of something. So the reasons that she left the society and doesn't wish to have anything to do with rebuilding or restarting it personally is because of some great fear. So after many months of communication, Aksel received what appears to be a deed, some sort of paperwork of ownership, and a key. And this is supposedly will get him access to Castle Gillenkreutz. Castle Gillenkreutz. And this is the Uppsala headquarters for the society. So once Aksel expressed interest in this, and also maybe explained that he was a person of means, he would have the financial ability to purchase the castle or to help with its restoration. Linnea was more than happy to invite him to come, and sent along a key to the castle, as well as some sort of paperwork, some sort of odd paperwork of ownership. So you are traveling now from the capital city of Stockholm up north, just a little ways, to Uppsala, which is known mostly for its university. It's a university town, and you're going to see what exactly you may have come into possession of. So is there anything...
Excellent.
Yes. Anything you guys want to discuss on the train? I think in our session 0, we kind of landed you already at the train station. Mm-hmm. And you said that basically very excitedly the first thing you wanted to do was check out this castle. Have you changed your mind about any of that? Do you want to retcon, or do you want to redo?
No, is the asylum that she's in this city also?
Yes, it is. Oh, and that was a realization as well. I think you started receiving these letters and consulted a few people that you've used for resources of the society, and that was a little bit of a revelation. Is that the address? They informed you that the address was the Uppsala asylum that she had been writing from. So I think when you started communications, she had an apartment that you were sending letters to. She changed her address, and you are now aware as you're traveling to Uppsala that she actually checked herself into the asylum. And
okay.
She mentions in her letters things that the reason for this change of address was safety. She was afraid, and this seemed like the safest place for her to be.
But she's been coy as to what the fear was about, right? She's just
right.
She's concerned. Okay.
Yes, yeah, it's very, very general and hard to understand. And when she tries to explain it, it it's just very dark, and she doesn't make a lot of sense. Her fear seems very irrational, but very hard to kind of specifically understand what happened to her. And then that's also why she won't go anywhere near the castle as well. So you were sent the key and the paperwork because she would be unable to escort you there.
Okay. Well,
right.
No, I don't think me and Nils have a lot of conversation at this point in our lives. I imagine. I mean,
don't have to get to know each other very well.
Yeah.
After changing your diapers and all that good stuff. Yeah.
I assume he's, taking care of our baggage that we have, if any, whether he's carrying it or carrying someone to take care of it. So no, I think we just get off and I
Nils
try
is
to
no
find.
slouch either. He's got a 4 physique, so he's just
nice.
carrying all those bags.
Excellent.
I'll attempt to flag I guess you don't really flag. I'll attempt to sequester a carriage or something of some type to get us out to the castle. And
Sure. Yeah, there's a coach that
excellent
that you can hire that will take you right there. And of course, this castle is quite famous, quite infamous in the area. So the coachman knows right where to take you.
Does he seem to be weirded out by going there?
Yeah, it is a very odd request. So yeah, when as soon as you ask, you say we'd like to get to Kassen Gillenkrantz. He's like, the castle. Well, that's a first. It's probably been at least 10 years since I've heard anyone coming and going from that place. So what brings you to Uppsala, and what's your interest in the castle?
Well, I'll very, very proudly inform him that I've acquired ownership of said castle, and I think you'll be seeing a lot more activity there from now on. I'm kind of thinking that it's a big deal, if it's a castle. So
right.
So having a deed to it, and in my mind, ownership of this thing is a really cool, important thing to brag about. So
excellent. Well, let's hope you didn't step into a little bit more than you know what to do with. So good luck, young master, and hopefully you will bring the castle back to its former brilliance. And so it's snowing lightly as the coach takes you. Oh, and actually, let's get on to. We don't need to be. Yeah, so that was our little train ride, so we can actually go to Uppsala now. And how do I bring you there?
And we came there from Stockholm, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's not that long of a ride. It's hard for me to visualize it on this map, but let's see.
Yeah, I think it's probably only an hour or so. It can't be much.
It says it's 50 kilometers.
Oh yeah.
If the map is correct.
Right. Yeah. So that should be about a comfortable hour on a train. And if
can you enough time for lunch?
Oh wait, there we go. Can you? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's activate. Okay, I've activated you. All right, and do we have a train station on the map? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, Central Station is 6. Okay, there we are.
Is it 4? Is the castle 4?
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. He has the little icon by it. It looks like.
Oh yes, yeah, there it is. Yes.
Wow, it's big.
Big old castle. All right.
Well, of course I acquired it. It's very, very fancy.
And are you going to acquire a staff to clean it?
I figured you would figure that out, Nils. I'm sure we can devote some of resources to that. How much does that even cost?
Is there anything in the paperwork about the condition of the roofs or the water or anything like that?
No, it's a deed. It's my castle. think that's what this trip is about, is figuring out what we need to do.
Of course.
So as you can see, so the coach takes you from the central station down, let's say down Meadow Street and towards the riverfront. So you are you travel along the riverfront and get a good idea of the kind of location of some of the major landmarks in the city. In the distance, you can see the cathedral, spire from the cathedral, and the university off in the distance. And very soon, as you make your way along the riverfront, Castle Gillenkrantz, I'm going to have a terrible time with this. Gillenkrantz looms in the distance, and it doesn't look quite as majestic as you would hoped, Aksel. Once it comes into view, you can see that it even if people haven't been there for about a decade, it went into neglect a little bit before that. So you see rising in the distance a huge neglected old castle by the Firis River. It's surrounded by a black iron fence, and there's a huge gate in the front that's flanked by statues of griffins. And through the metal gates, you can see a garden and a paved walkway that lead to the entrance, but it's all overgrown with bushes, and the trees and shrubbery are all untended to. And you can definitely see there are plenty of animals that have made their homes. There's rats and mice and birds that have built nests all around the grounds. And even in this snowy condition, you can see tracks of animals that probably come in and out of the various holes in the castle.
Wow.
Yes.
I never imagined I'd be living in a haunted house from a Penny Dreadful. Excellent.
We want to learn. I understand this place may have a library or old books in it that may be able to inform us of things. I think it's worth the effort. I mean, at the very least, we could turn it over for a profit, right? I mean,
turn it over and build a park. Of course.
Right. So the castle appears to be 3 stories, and the facade is decorated with monstrous gargoyles, and there are several towers, and what you would assume from the outside entrances, the cellar doors, that an underground cellar as well. So you are at these front iron gates, and when you're looking at the key that you've been given, it appears to be a key to a door and not a gate. So there are locked gates that you are now confronted with in front of the castle. So the coach pulls away, and you are now left in front of the locked iron gates as you kind of peer through and observe the condition of the castle.
I'll pull out the key and kind of hold it up so Nils can see it, and kind of look at the gate itself, and then look to him, and then kind of look back at the key, and then kind of look back at him expectantly, like he's gonna resolve the situation for me in some manner.
I'll hold out my hand, if I may, sir.
Oh, put the key in your hand.
Is this like a big, gothic skeleton key kind of thing, or?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But the lock on the iron gate is even more massive. Yeah, so
Okay.
it doesn't seem to quite match. But yeah, it is a gothic kind of skeleton key.
So Nils walks over to the gate and just uses the metal of the key and bangs it on the gate.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
I'll kind of.
There's no sign of like a bell or anything, is there?
No, yeah, you don't see from this front gate. This presumably the gate would, if it was expecting guests, would probably be open because there's a long,
Right.
long paved walkway to the
It
front.
doesn't look like this gate's been used at all, right? Like there's no
Right. Yeah, it doesn't look.
animal tracks, but there's no. It's not like doesn't look like. Even though I realize everything's poorly maintained, it doesn't look like anyone's coming in or out of this thing.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't appear to be that the gates have been moved in quite some time, and the snow is all piled up around it. So yeah, it's not. It's not been moved.
Nils pulls a little cleaning towel that he keeps in his inside coat pocket out and just pats it down on the ground, puts one knee down, holds his hands out cupped. Boost, sir?
Yes. I'll step up and grab the gate, put left foot in his hand awkwardly, and
Okay.
And I'll use force to fling him.
Okay. So I think Aksel needs to try some agility. Yes, and you can get.
Am I helping? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Well, unless you want to purely try to throw him. Yeah, if you want.
No, the young master is capable. I'll just help him.
okay, so I get a bonus dice from the help.
Yes.
I don't think this is going to go well. Okay.
Well, actually, let's Why don't? That's fine. Nils, why don't you go ahead and roll force, and your successes actually will transfer. We'll transfer over to additional dice that can be rolled.
All right. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Did it show it? Oh, it did. I got 4 successes. You're flying.
Oh, all right.
So I roll 4 extra dice. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, 4. So your agility plus physique and plus 4.
Okay.
I'm never going to roll that good again. And it was literally just to get you over a gate.
Hey.
All right.
There you go. You made it happen for me.
So yes, very easily. So the success of the launch got you. You cleared the gate, so you didn't need much agility to actually make it over yourself. So yeah. So you land and not badly. You land on your feet in the snow on the other side of the gate.
Nils will poke the key through the gate bars and.
Oh right.
I'll mind the bags, sir.
Very well, thank you. I'll take the key. Go stomping off up towards the front door of the castle.
Okay.
Try not to slip in the slush and snow.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you make your way to the front door, and of course you find the key easily. Opens the castle front doors. And so, of course, it's a very dark. The daylight coming from the. So you arrived in early afternoon from your trip, and the daylight coming from the windows lights up the castle a bit. But you do see that it's severely neglected, and oddly, most of the doors to any of the rooms leading off of the main. Entryway, the main kind of foyer, are either boarded up or somehow have been locked with some additional lock aside from the door. So things are very nailed shut and secured. So it's in a very odd state. There aren't cloths or sheets covering any furniture or anything. Everything has just been left as it is to become very. Dusty and infested. You do as of course as soon as you get the doors open, you hear some skittering of the little the little vermin that have made their way inside.
Well, I'm excited to be here, but I think my very first plan is to try to find like a servants area or I'm trying to find a gate key. So I'm trying to think of where they would store that type of
Oh sure.
Some type of I'm assuming somewhere near the front that there's a servant's room that would potentially have that type of stuff in it. I'm assuming, so I'm going to try to just locate that real quick and find the gate key.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do. You quite easily, just from your experience of how a manor like this would be laid out. You do find the servants' quarters, but no sign of a key. It doesn't look like anybody has been there in quite a while. And let's cut to Nils outside, standing in the snow with the bags in front of a locked gate. So there is a man approaching on the snowy sidewalk toward you along the. So he also appears to have walked along the riverside and arrives in front of the gate, and he's so a large bearded older man in kind of a shabby coat, and he asks, "I'm looking for Master Olafsson. Is that? Are you somehow connected to this Aksel Olafrsson?"
Nils kind of looks down at him. Like whenever Nils has nothing to do, he stands in sort of a military at ease position.
Oh, okay.
He looks down at him and he's like, I am the personal valet to Master Olafrsson. He's currently looking about our new home.
Well, I apologize. I meant to meet you at the station, but Linnea, of course, gave me some very confusing directions. My name is Algat Frisk. My father and my grandfather both have served as caretakers to this castle. I was contacted by Ms. Elficlint that I am being called back to my old job. So. So
you will be the groundsman here?
Yes, I'm in charge of upkeep of this castle, and I was told that the young master was bringing it, was restoring it, was going to be restoring it, and possibly restoring the society that once resided here.
Well, one step at a time, Frisk. Do you have a key to this damn gate?
Yes, of course. That would have made things much easier. I hope your young master didn't injure himself climbing over this rather lethal gate that we have. Yes, and he takes a large key from a bag and opens this front gate and needs a little help. If you wouldn't mind, it's been a while since these gates have moved. I'll need your help between the snow and the age of these gates. I'm going to need some help moving them. And so they
gate needs repair. Okay, I'm taking notes.
Very good, very good. Yes, feel free to make a list of anything that you find unsatisfactory.
Oh, yeah, I'll help him whatever he needs.
And I'm sorry, your name again?
I am Nils Hornqvist.
Very good. And how shall I address you? I'm the groundskeeper here, so I think we will be. We'll have similar station at the castle. Of course, you attend the young master, but
I shall be Hornqvist. You shall be Frisk.
Very well. That sounds agreeable. So let us push our way past this gate and make sure the young Master Olafsson is not in any sort of trouble.
Mm-hmm. Are we doing like a force roll, or are we just getting it open?
Oh no, yeah, we just okay. Role play some assistance. Yeah, no, we don't need to.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him while we're opening the gate. Just so, will there be any other staff called back to duty, Frisk?
Well, if
cooks, maids, gardeners.
Of course. If the young master is well funded, we can hire any staff that would be needed. As you can see, this is quite a significant building, and we can fill it with any sort of staff. It used to house laboratories and all sorts of amazing things that still may somewhat still be intact inside. I've yet to see what condition the interior is in, but I'm sure we can rebuild things.
I'll pick up all but a couple of the bags and says, "Well, help me with the bags, Frisk, and show me where the kitchen is."
Very good, very good. Okay, so yeah, Frisk helps you inside with the bags, and and the front door is open, so we can make our way inside.
I think as soon as I looked to where I thought the gate key was and there wasn't anything, I think I immediately got distracted trying to look for like the library and books and stuff, and immediately going after the thing that interests
sure.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get him in here. I'm like, I don't know where the key's at. Well, he'll figure it out. Time to find the thing I came here for.
Right.
So, in other words, for all you know, I'm just standing in the snow.
Right. Yes, and you do find, so the library seems to be the only room in the castle that wasn't locked off, that wasn't locked away. There seem to be some bedrooms. There are bedrooms and the library that haven't been secured, but otherwise all of the other doors seem to be either boarded or locked very securely. But yes, you find the library, and it is a treasure trove. It's maybe something that you'd only dreamed about as far as the amount of books on the occult and the mythic and mysterious that you've found before. This dwarfs any collection that you've been able to make of books on these subjects.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like pulling out books or anything, but I just start. I think I'm going to look around. Also, I know I keep switching gears here, but I wonder if there's like a blueprint or something like that of this castle or a floor plan I can find somewhere. I wonder if it would be in this library. I'm gonna start looking for that and see if I can come across anything.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to, I guess if you want to do a learning roll, that might be the best. That would probably be the best. Yeah.
I like learning. Let me do that. Yes.
Hey, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Were we supposed to do like a preparatory thing?
What's that?
Like, don't you do like some kind of preparatory thing before you to get like an advantage or something?
Oh yeah, we haven't started a mystery yet. This is kind of the tail end.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we didn't get into the castle and meet Frisk and everything yet.
Okay, cool.
So just kind of doing a little bit of lead in to that. Yeah, so there's been no invitation yet. Yeah, you're just kind of getting settled.
Gotcha.
Realizing, you're not starting out with much. It's a lot less than you once suspected.
I got one success on my learning roll.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that'll get you a map of the castle, and let's see if there, in fact, is one.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Oh no, it's something we need to actually build ourselves. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, so you're visited by Frisk. Yeah, so he calls himself. I guess he would call himself the steward of the castle, not the caretaker. I kind of chose that. I'll
probably refer to him as a groundsman. Just stubborn,
right? And as soon as Frisk comes inside, he is also a little disappointed by the state of the castle. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. So
he's disappointed.
All right. Right. Okay. So yes. I see the young master has already. So Frisk makes his way. It's not seeing you in any of the rooms, in the entrance or any of the servants' rooms. He follows you back to the library and says, "I see young Master Olafrsson has already found the castle's library. I hope it will be very rewarding to you. I hope you can use it very well to help with your studies and understanding of the Vaesen, of the unseen. I know that Linnea has told me that you are both gifted with the sight, so you have some connection to actually bringing back what was lost with the society. So let me give you some idea. So the map that you do find, so there is a blueprint of the castle, or just a kind of a drawing of the layout of the grounds, and you see several things listed and the it seems endless, the number of rooms and potential resources. So you see indicated on a map an armory, a conservatory with a butterfly house, which would be like a botanical garden, an infirmary, an observatory, a kennel, the library which you're in. You can mark you are here. There is a map room, a pigeon loft, a seance parlor, and even outside a shooting range and a stable. And let's see. And then some workshops, and what you can easily find, and probably the things that would require the least amount of work to bring back would be the botanical garden, the cellar vault. There's a chapel on the grounds, a difference engine room, so a laboratory with a difference engine, and a dungeon. Wow, and also there's quite a list. Forgotten some galleries, a gymnasium, more archives and workshops, and something that is listed mysteriously as a treasure chamber. And that seems to be the extent of what's marked on the list. And so there's 3 stories, and
that's all the kit.
That's all. And also,
so there's a difference engine. That's like those mechanical computer things, right?
Right. Yes. This.
Wow.
This is very mysterious. You'll probably need someone familiar with this this style of computing machine to get any some sort of benefit. But yes, it's quite miraculous. There seems to be endless resources and forgotten technology, as well as occult parlors and pigeon lofts, of course.
What is the is it just abandoned, or is it like actually in disrepair? Like, are there roof leaks and problems with the floor and stuff like that? Or
everything does seem to be in odd disrepair. It has only been 10 years, but surprisingly, the castle seems like maybe some force at work is degrading the building, the structure itself. It's very odd because just 10 years, a building that's been around for hundreds of years shouldn't have fallen into such disrepair. But there has been you get a feeling, just your basic sense that something is aiding in the rot and kind of the castle's falling apart and being in such a state.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yes.
So
what's that? Yes.
Frisk went off and found Aksel in the library. Is that what happened?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think Nils is going to just take the bags up the stairs and try to find the master bedroom.
Okay.
And start setting things out.
Great. Excellent. Yeah, you find 2 bedrooms. One larger, appearing to be like more of a master bedroom, and then a room you could use very nearby.
Was I expecting Frisk to be here?
Oh no, that's right. Yes. So, young master. Yes, of course. I didn't mean to startle you. Yes, I met your
Hornqvist.
Yes, I met
Hornqvist. I start yelling as this man suddenly in the.
I'm very sorry. Yes, so I'm the steward of this castle, and of course I was contacted by Linnea, and I was told that you would be arriving today. I'm very sorry I was unable to meet you at the station, but I'm glad I caught up with you. I hope you weren't injured in any way climbing the gates of the castle. You seem to be.
No, it was no problem.
Okay, well, yes.
Trying to get a read on him. Obviously, he is a servant of some kind. Tell me who he is.
Yes. So I'm sorry. Yes. So I am. Where am I? Yes, please. I am Algut Frisk. So the steward steward of Castle Gillinkruts. This castle has been for generations. My family has been steward to this castle, and I, of course, will aid you in any way that I can to repair and bring this once great building back to its former splendor. So, ask me anything that you need. Of course, I see you have your own manservant with you, so I assume that the cooking and cleaning and clothing will all be taken care of. But anything in regards to the in regards to the grounds, I of course will assist you with.
Thank you. I don't
What time of day
typically
is it?
handle. Oh,
What was that?
I'm sorry. What time of day is it?
Oh, I assume you would have arrived in like early afternoon. So it's just after midday. So pretty bright out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Frisk, I don't. Hornqvist usually handles my day to day. I would say he could instruct you as to my needs and wants. Anything he says, think of it as coming from me, and I'll turn back and start looking through books again.
Yeah. Very good, Master Olafsson. Yes, of course. I will consult Hornqvist, and we will get to work. So please enjoy the library, and don't wander too deeply into any of those volumes. And he gives you kind of a knowing smile, and walks out of the library to find Hornqvist.
My general read is he seems like he's on the up and up and cool and happy to be here, or at least wants to.
Yeah. You didn't. If you want to, you can do an observation to get a total read on him, but from the from first appearances.
That's a success in observation. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Let's see the two. Yes. You did so in your studies before the bit of study you did on the castle before coming here. You do recognize Frisk as the name of the steward. So he is telling the truth that his family has been steward of the castle. And of course, his family maybe don't have the sight, but are well aware of kind of what happens, what the society is about, and know that some very unusual things is expecting unusual things and very strange events to happen. So he just wanted to kind of let you know he knows this deal. He knows the score. So that smile.
I know that he knows. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. Yes, there wasn't anything malevolent in that smile. He was just kind of giving you a knowing look.
Okay. Well, I'll lay out the blueprint or whatever you want to say of the castle, and throw probably some empty inkwells or something on the corners to hold it down, and
okay.
Just kind of sit there and look at it and start imagining like what I can build of this thing, what research I can do.
Yes.
And I assume that Hornqvist will eventually find me when everything's been taken care of and we can move forward.
Yeah, once I've gotten his luggage put away, I'm gonna pull out his favorite houndstooth hunting jacket and cap, and bringing them down the stairs and try to find him to convince him we should walk the grounds.
Very good.
If I find the library and I find him there, I'll head in there.
Okay.
And if I pass Aksel, or excuse me, not Aksel, Algot.
Yes.
Frisk.
Yeah.
Frisk, be a good man and start a fire, would you?
Very good, sir. Yes, I believe that will help get rid of some of this cold and damp. Mm-hmm. And so he heads outside to see if there's any stores of wood still anywhere. or I guess that would probably be the cellar. So yeah, he checks the cellar for some wood, and we'll get after building a fire. All right. So yes, and so in the library itself, there are you easily notice several amazing tomes that some of them you've only heard. There are very few copies, if any, that still existed. So you're very surprised, Axel, to find some of these books. Some of them dating back all the way from the 15th century. So there are some very old. Very old tomes, and unfortunately, the disrepair of the castle has led to some leaking, and some of the books do seem to be in a little bit of danger of getting wet or molded from the current state of the melting snow as it's leaking its way into the walls and the ceiling of the castle.
Well, that's horrific.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of imagining, and I'll wait for
Oh, yes.
Nils to show up. Because I won't try to fix anything. I'm sure he has ideas on how to properly get this place back in shape.
Excellent. All right. So, Nils, do you find Aksel in the library?
Yeah, I think so. Master,
I'll kind of look around. Yeah, I'll kind of look around as he calls for me, and if since there's no frisk hill, I'll say, Nils, come here, look at this.
I'll walk over.
I
Still holding the cap and the coat.
Gesture grandly at the piece of paper I've laid out that has like all the floor plan of this castle on it.
The bones of this dying beast. Have you noticed the damage from the water?
Yeah, that's probably the first thing we need to do with this library is patch it up. I was thinking we would just take the books back to my estate, but there's a lot of them here, and who knows what else is here. I thought we would just gut this place and leave. Maybe we will be staying here for a while.
I have a sort of nagging feeling to the back of my head that not all is right here, sir. And I don't just mean the draft. And then I'm going to hold out the cap and the coat. I suggest we walk the grounds and make some notes about repairs.
Yes, I am assuming this will not be inexpensive. I may have to spend more time dealing with Father's estate. He needs to start. If we're going to fix this thing up, we're going to need to turn a profit back home. Yes, let's take a look.
You met that man Frisk, the groundskeeper?
Algot, yes.
Yes. Yes, Frisk. He says he can bring on a staff if you are able to pay. And I look at you sort of waiting, but also like I'm expecting that to be a no.
I'm sure that I have the liquidity right now to fund a small staff that could start repairing this place, yes. Like I said, I didn't think that I thought we would spend a few days here and then take a few books back home, but look at this place. I don't think we have enough rooms back at our old estate to hold all of this.
No, indeed. And I'll sort of glare at the blueprint. I think there's a lot more here to deal with as well.
Yes, the books, though. The books are the pressing matter. If these get damaged, see this over here? It's over 300 years old. There's not even supposed to be any copies of that book in existence any longer.
Oh, well, maybe we could sell it and bring on a maid.
I'll kind of hop up and what? No, this is why we have this place. The rest of it can fall down as long as this library stays standing.
And the kitchen, sir. And the kitchen.
And the kitchen. And I suppose we need a bedroom or 2, 3. Let's see, how much staff do we need? 7? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm sure you can handle it. We'll go over the state, and I'll give you the paperwork so you can see what type of funds we can start shoveling this way.
Excellent.
Well, I guess I'll let him put the jacket on me and the hat, and then
all right.
Start walking back out the front like I know where we're going, even though he was the one who wanted me to go places. So
excellent. Yeah. So outside on the grounds of the castle, you can you find the cellar entrances from the outside for deliveries and things, and then you also see the conservatory, the collapsed conservatory, and stables as well. Let's see.
You might find that interesting. There's a shooting range over that hill.
If only we could get all the rats and pigeons to go. Maybe I'll drop some seed out there.
Pigeons. Oh, there was a dovecote somewhere in here too. They have everything.
Yes. Oh, and what looks like the kind of collapsed structure of a kennel as well, so you can keep.
I'm assuming it's empty at this point. It doesn't look like anything.
Yes, yeah, everything seems very empty, and there's a inside the botanical garden. You see what was once obviously a large carp pond that is now just a dirty frozen depression in the floor.
Hey, on the city map, there's a lot that it's not shaded in. Is that an empty lot?
Oh yeah, maybe that is near the castle. Yeah, maybe that's the continuation of the grounds, because there is quite a there's quite a potential for expanding. Yeah, they don't have a floor plan of the castle itself, so the grounds, and I guess because you have to bring things back to life, it would just be like a pile of lumber covered in snow, basically. the overhead view.
So the whole time I have like a little notepad and pencil, and I'm like making notes. Probably 3 gardeners.
Very good.
Did we see? Is Aksel made the fire? Or is he?
Yeah. You see
saying Aksel, but it's Algot. Sorry. I know you haven't made the fire.
It's okay, Nils. It's okay.
So yeah, Frisk is going in and out of the castle, and was restocking firewood, and you see smoke coming from the chimneys. So it seems like he's lit a fire and is starting to warm the castle back up, and hopefully let it dry out.
Yeah, I mean, my thought is we just walk the grounds and look for anything unusual.
Oh, okay.
Familiarize yourselves with it, and
yeah,
you keep telling me what we need to do, and I keep saying,
Probably if we don't find anything crazy, we'll check out the cellar, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah, so all you can see is there's some animal tracks in the snow, and but no other footprints of any kind. Everything is pretty heavily covered, and you can only tell. And the garden is the grounds on the trees and everything are very overgrown, and you can tell by the amount of snow clinging to the vines and the weeds around them that it will be quite a bit of work. But yeah, nothing unusual, but it doesn't look like anything is immediately functional. Things will have to be restored or rebuilt outside. And probably have to wait for a nice hearty spring to come in before that happens.
Well, Nils, did you pick your room? Did you find someplace nice for you to stay?
Yeah, there are suitable quarters near your master bedroom. And all of your clothes are arranged and unpacked for you.
And Brisk seems okay.
Serviceable.
Though he's not on my payroll, at least not as of yet. I don't know how that's going to be handled, but I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Well, he seems to think our presence has created a need for his employ. So I think he probably thinks you're paying him.
Okay. Sure. How much can... I don't even know what I'm paying you. What are you getting paid these days?
Oh, a crown here, a crown there.
You do put a lot of stock in the room marked treasure on the, the treasure chamber on the castle blueprint.
Oh, that could be... I realize there's nothing in there, but that could be interesting. The treasure room. Mayhap all of our financial problems are solved. Let's go check that out.
Treasure room?
You didn't look at that blueprint at all, did you?
Just a glance, sir. Just a glance.
And by treasure room, I mean treasure chamber.
Yeah, it's very medieval, sir.
Yeah.
If you return to the castle and actually take a look at the doorway indicated as the treasure chamber, you see it's completely bricked up. So there's been a what looks like the remains of the hinges of an iron door that's just been bricked. The doorway's been bricked up in front of it, and the iron door appears to have had a numbered dial, like a safe. It mocks your ignorance. Is the description? Sorry.
Well, I'll pat the brick wall and say, like, secure. Look at that.
Yep. No one's gonna find any treasure here.
Well, I don't know as if we need to go back out again tonight. Why don't you get yourself comfortable with the house? Maybe tomorrow morning you can come to me with a ledger of expenses, and I can spend the evening rummaging through this beautiful library.
Very well. I will inspect the larder.
I'm sure it's well stocked.
Yeah, so I'm going to find the kitchen and get a sense of its condition and then see if there are any stores actually still here. Right.
Yeah, you don't find anything remaining, but Frisk has stoked a fire in the stove, and it's warming up. Yeah, everything is lit and starting to warm up. So he seems to be just kind of puttering around and handling the things that he can immediately deal with. You see some metal pans and things have been placed out to kind of catch some of the worst leaks coming from different areas of the ceiling. So yeah, it'd be best to avoid those. But yeah, he's trying to just deal with it as much as possible.
I'm gonna try to find. I assume this probably won't be hard to find, but I'm gonna try to find like one of those little servant's bells.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And take it and set it down in front of Master Aksel.
Okay.
Sir, there is no food here. I'm going to go to the store.
Okay, I'll pat my pockets down. I don't have anything on me. Yes, take whatever you need to stock us.
Very good. There's the bell. I'm sure Frisk can take care of you.
Oh, there you go. All right.
What kind of neighborhood is the castle in? Is it in like just a bunch of houses, or?
Yeah, I think it would kind of be on some. Well, it's not quite outskirts. Yeah, it's very,
Central.
very much in the middle of everything. Yeah, I guess there would be a lot of smaller residents around, but I think that what's kind of designated that empty lot. So it's bordered on the river and then the train line. So it doesn't have any immediate neighbors. I guess across the road there would be some. Yeah, I guess it's like living across from the Addams family. The people have just been watching that place fall apart.
I'm gonna try to get pointers from Frisk on where like the nearest anything is. Bakery, bakery, market, anything.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't. There's looks like a lot of cemeteries. Yeah, I guess towards the station. Yeah, maybe where you came from. Your trip by coach. You noticed that maybe the Foxula or the St. Peter's Street may be closer to.
Looks like there's a square.
Yeah, that city square towards the station may be your best hope, and that's what Frisk recommends is if you head a few blocks down towards the town square across, so stay on this side of the river, you'll find what you need.
Well, according to the little ruler, that's only 550 meters.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So
these are tiny blocks. Yeah,
I'll go tramping down there in the snow.
Okay. All right. So Nils does some shopping, and let's see. So yeah, the city seems normally busy. There are groups of students and residents everywhere, and of course, you actually find some pretty wonderful shops, some bread shops and butchers and places to secure all of your basic needs, and surprisingly affordable. I mean, compared to the prices you are used to paying in Stockholm.
So, I don't know if this requires a roll, but what Nils is planning to do is at each place he stops, he's planning to, if he can not pay and just open an account in his in his master's name.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a roll though. I think that might be fun. Yeah. So manipulation would probably be the best thing. And we'll see. And this is
my wealth bonus to that manipulation if he's trying to open it up in my name.
Oh yes, of course. Your capital, yes. So what do you have?
I get +1 to manipulation rolls involving money. It said.
Sure. Yeah. If yes. If you're going to drop.
I got 2 successes before you said that, so I don't know if it matters or not.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine then. Wealth bonus or not, the wealth bonus must have been working passively anyhow.
Yeah.
So, you actually got a surprising reception. People were happy to see, saying things like, "Oh, thank goodness someone is attending to that old creepy castle. It's been at least a decade that it's just sat there and festered. So I hope you bring some more life to that part of town." And so they happily open accounts. And
once I start getting that kind of response, I'm gonna start trying to get more information, like asking about the previous owners and why it's in such a bad state, and why it went empty and that kind of.
Yes. So let me double check here.
We're gonna spend the whole session just working on this castle, not actually get to the
right.
What do you mean we?
I mean, as my butler, as my manservant, obviously you're doing it in my state. So it's good. Everything's good. We're good here.
Mm-hmm.
So, most of the shopkeepers are kind of reluctant to talk about. We don't know much of the goings on in that castle. There's talk of the society having ownership, and you do find someone that's a little more knowing, and will say that it's the butcher, and he says after the fire, the disaster at Ulu Castle, quite a ways from here, the society seemed to have abandoned that place. I don't know what that horrible fire and the 100 people that died in it have to do with Uppsala or with the society, but the castle soon was abandoned and fell into the disrepair you see now after we heard about that tragedy.
Wait, there was a fire at a different castle?
Yes, yeah, another castle, and
what was it called again?
Oulu, Ulu Castle, and that was another headquarters, a known headquarters of the society. And there was a tragic fire, and there were only three survivors of that fire, and those three survivors kind of scattered, and Linnea Elfenklint was the last kind of proprietor of the castle, and she after leaving the castle and moving to an apartment, she then checked herself into the asylum. So yeah, that's the only, and so no one knows exactly what the relationship is. There weren't any terrible troubles specifically there. We never saw or experienced any trouble with the members of the society. They seem to hold their rituals and hold their meetings, and did whatever they think they need to do. But we haven't ever had any trouble, and it just became abandoned.
Does Nils know what the society, what that means, or
probably? Yeah, the Aksel was probably shared with you. I would imagine, Aksel, would you shared with Nils?
Yeah, I think I just ramble everything at him.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sure that I don't know if he remembers any of it, because if I just continuously vomiting information at him. But yeah, I'm sure I don't hide anything from him, at least in that way.
And
how did you describe the society?
I think for me, it would be like, hey, there's these people who used to investigate and deal with these things. This is exciting. So I think from my standpoint, I didn't really color them in any certain way. I think it's just they existed, and they seem like they would perhaps know stuff. And that's why I tried to acquire this castle.
And then did you say, I'm sorry, Jeremy, did you say that
yes.
Linnea owned the Ula castle?
No, she was at the Gillenkrantz castle. This castle in Uppsala was the one. She wasn't associated with that. This was the headquarters that she ran.
Okay.
And I think it was the Baroness Katja Kokula that probably was leading the. There were three very prominent members of the society that escaped the fire at Ulu Castle. And once that happened, there seemed to be some sort of the butcher recounts some sort of cascading effect where we just stopped hearing about the society or any of their work after that point.
So Nils is gonna go ham, like he's gonna
in the butcher shop.
in all the shops, like I'm collecting enough food, that I can make sure I have his dinner and the next day's food for him. But I'm also arranging, as much as they'll let me, I'm arranging deliveries of everything.
Oh, okay.
That we need to stock the place. And if anyone I talk to, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to create a contact list, so that like, oh, your brother's a carpenter. Okay, I need him to.
Very good.
I need him to meet us there tomorrow and give us an estimate. And you have a teenage daughter. Does she need a job? I'm going to try to hire a maid on the spot.
Nice.
Everything.
Okay. Oh, very good. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll count that when we're doing development points. I think that's a good. That will help you. That you spread the word around, and of course, everyone seems to know. They inquire if Stuart Frisk is still going to be the main contact at the castle. They've handled deliveries and things with him in the past.
Stuart Frisk?
Alga, the steward of the castle. Yeah, sorry.
Steward.
sorry.
Steward. It's like, oh my God, he killed him.
He's got a kid. No. Yes, the steward of the castle, Frisk. Yeah. We've dealt with Frisk before, and so yeah, we'll be more than happy to reestablish our deliveries for the castle now that we know people will be there.
Yes, I'll let them know that Frisk can receive all the sundries. However, any financial decisions, they will need to talk to me.
Very, very good. Very good. Yes. And one thing that you did notice as you're going around town in the shops is... Oh, I can't find any of this stuff. Is this... So if you go to, I'm showing the players. So that should pop up, and if you go to 5 on the bookmarks, the Dance of Dreams handout.
Yeah, that just popped up.
Okay, good. Okay. It did it by itself. Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. I'm still not quite sure how any of this works very well. Okay, yeah. So, you've noticed that posted in some of the don't read there is no last line. So the handwritten last line doesn't exist on this one. So there is no handwriting on the invitation itself, but there are invitations posted in some of the stores advertising this Dance of Dreams. So a shadow play of horror, murder, and revenge. So let yourself be enraptured and terrified by the shadow theater with clockwork as amazing as that of the master's constructions on the continent. You now have this. You can read it, or you can probably you'll have that committed to memory if you want to recount any of that information that you've seen.
So these are kind of like flyers that have been posted,
right? Yeah. There's these like
This looks bang on like the kind of thing that Aksel would like. So Nils will kind of do the little look to his left, look to his right, and then just tear it down and put it in his coat pocket.
Very good. All right.
I'm also getting some alcoholic items as well, if I can. I'm gonna get like sherry and.
Oh, okay. No problem. Yes, I'm sure there's plenty. All right. Yes. Okay. So while you are shopping, let's cut back to Aksel. So what have you been up to in Nils's absence?
I don't think he's being. I don't think I'm being productive tonight. I think we got here and there's a library full of stuff, and I'm just like a excited puppy. I'm just like running from like, I pull a book off the shelf and then open it up and like read the table of contents basically, or like a forward or whatever's in it, and then before I even get into it, I'm like, oh, and then I like run over and look somewhere else and find another book I'm thinking of, and then pretty soon I have a stack of like 50 books on a table and I haven't read or done anything with any of them yet. I'm just excited pulling them down, and eventually I get to the point where I realize, well, this is ridiculous. I can only read one book at a time, and then I'm like, oh, and I want to keep these things organized. So then I spend a bunch of time trying to like put everything back and learn this library's, whatever its equivalent of the Dewey Decimal System that they're using here, and
Right.
it's just this cycle of me getting excited and like taking a bunch of stuff down and then going, oh, and then putting it all back, and I'm just familiarizing myself with the library basically.
Okay. Very good. And you've seen Frisk kind of come and go as he's attending to the different immediate problems in the house, and you could feel already the castle itself starting to warm up and dry out a bit as the fires start to burn off some of the damp.
You know what I will do though, at some point, probably later in the day, I'd like to talk to Frisk about what's her name again? Elf Clint?
Yes, Linnea, yes.
Yes.
Linnea Clint, yes.
So it's at some point when like he walks in again or he makes contact with me again, I'll engage with him. But
okay.
I'm not seeking him out right now. I'm too excited.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so he's busy moving around. Well, why don't we do that now? It said it probably took a little bit of time for Nils. So yeah, you can stop him as he's passing by the library.
Frisk.
Ah, yes, young master.
You worked here before, correct?
Yes. My family has been stewards for as long as I can read back into. So for a very long time.
How? So did Lady Linnea? She lived here?
Yes, of course. She was the head and the last remaining member of the society before it dwindled. Following, I'm sure. Have you read of the fire that took place at Castle Ulu?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Well, well then
I
you
totally know about that.
Then you know that the terrible tragedy that basically caused the disintegration of the society. We don't know how these events are connected, but after that fire and the three surviving members fled, a lady Elfin-Clint herself left the castle and took a small apartment in the city. My attempts to find some detail about what exactly happened or what exactly became of the society, she wouldn't reveal anything to me that made much sense. I know she's very afraid. She will not set foot back in this castle. So I'm very happy that you have taken up ownership, or at least committing yourself to being here for some time. That helps. I think that helps very much us get back to what is wrong. And I'm not sure if you noticed as well, but the rot and decrepitude of this building is far beyond anything that a single decade of neglect would create. I fear that there's something stronger at work than just the passing of time.
Yes, I do see that now that you've mentioned it. I hadn't really put that together. Tell me, sorry to interrupt. I know that you're busy, but the two other people with the society that survived, what were their names again?
So there were three survivors of the fire at Ulu Castle. The Baroness Katja, Kokula, of course, was probably the most well known. Professor Albert Verdenhelm, and the Countess Hilma of Thulenstira. They all fled. Quite prominent members of the society, so was lucky that they escaped. But as soon as they escaped, they all fled different directions, and not much has been heard of them at all, aside from possibly the directions they took off to, the places that they ended up. But the society at that point completely dwindled to the kind of dormant state that you find it in now. So any any new recruits past that time of the fire. Unfortunately, any recruits to the society had either been reported to have been killed or to have died, not known the cause, but also went mad during their encounters with the Vaesen. So any of the newer members that tried to continue past that point were confronted with creatures, invisibles, as you call them, much stronger than any they dealt with before.
Where was Ulu Castle?
It was not here.
Not here? Okay, somewhere else.
Sorry, I believe
That's
Finland. Right. No, it may be.
Wow,
I think
okay.
so. Yeah.
That's okay. Not here. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
No, Finland. Yes, I'm sorry. That was the headquarters, a society headquarters of Finland, I believe. So I may not be completely correct, but I'm sure the library can inform you.
And you don't. You're not aware of any other chapters then still in existence, correct?
Right. I don't know of any headquarters, at least. I'm sure there may be members still meeting in secret, but as far as publicly established headquarters, there are none as of now.
Well, I think we may be remedying that. It looks like you're behind it. Has Hornqvist returned yet?
I don't.
What time is it? I just also look around. Really, I don't know how long I've been here.
Yes, I seem to. I need to get some of these clocks wound so we can actually have some timekeeping here. It doesn't appear to be. It's maybe the afternoon sometime. It doesn't appear to be evening quite yet. Young master, I had one more question as far as long as we are speaking about the society. I know there were some kind of two conflicting opinions about how Vaesen should be dealt with. The society maintained both of these members and both of these attitudes. The one thought that Vaesen should be studied, and that the old ways, the connection between humans and nature and these invisible creatures should be studied and reestablished for the safety of people living outside the cities in the countryside. And of course, the other opinion that was heavily influenced by the church is that Vaesen are from the devil, that they are evil, and the only way to deal with them is to eliminate them, either by killing or disenchanting them, performing rituals that would banish them back to hell, as they would say. I'm very curious, young master, which opinion do you keep?
I don't think I hold either one of those opinions entirely. Definitely, some of them should be destroyed, but most should be researched. And maybe if we research the less dangerous ones, maybe we can find ways to handle the more dangerous ones. But I'd say research first, study. Absolutely, at least one needs to be taken care of.
Very good. Well, I'm glad this library is at your disposal. So please help yourself to everything you need. And it's good to have you here. It's good to see the gates once again open to the castle. All right, and Frisk continues. So if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to my chores.
Of course, Frisk. Of course.
All right, and I'm going
to spend my time then trying to look up other chapter houses. Now that I came to
sure.
Okay. I won't find anything, but that's what I'm going to spend the rest of the evening doing.
Oh, why don't you make a roll for some learning? Oh. Some yes, you try a learning roll, and there might be some interesting stuff.
That is a success.
Oh, nice. Okay. So the castle that you pretended to know something about. So in the So in the 18th century, you find that northern Finland was ravaged by a family of giants that were trying to drive all of the humans away. The matriarch of the family, Bestla, claimed to be the protector of the wilderness. So this family of giants protected the mountains and woods, and they savagely attacked hunters and miners in that area. So the society focused their efforts on repelling this threat, and more than throughout the decades, they tried to repel these giants as they started to encroach on some of the developed areas and civilized areas of Finland. And so more than 100 people with the site gathered in the Ulu Castle to formulate a strategy. But unfortunately, that castle was sieged by the giants. So in more recent years, the castle was sieged and set ablaze. So almost every member of the society perished, except for the three named that you knew: the Baroness, the Professor, and the Countess. All fled, and they did so by diving into the castle well. And then they, at that time, they left Finland and fled back to this castle in Uppsala, and that was the beginning of the end for the society.
Okay.
Once they returned. So those are those.
This wasn't like its original. So it seems like the Ulu Castle was probably like their actual original place, and this was just happened to be Elf. What's her name? Elf. Clint.
Oh yes, Elfa Clint.
Castle. They just kind of came back here as like a fallback kind of idea.
Right, and then following that, they all split up. So Frisk believes that they all just disappeared, but they did return specifically to this castle in Uppsala. So they do have a connection to that. So that makes the fire and this castle a little bit more connected, because this is where the survivors did flee. So that was from they came from Finland, and it sounds like they established that headquarters in that castle specifically to fight the giants, the threat of the giants, and
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, didn't succeed. All right. Okay, and so Hornqvist, have you made it back yet with your many credit slips? And
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll take my bags of goodies into the kitchen and put them away, and pour a glass of wine and make a little cheese tray and bring them into the library for Aksel.
Ah, excellent.
Oh, excellent, Hornqvist. I am starving. Could you? Oh.
And I'll reach into my inside pocket and pull out that little flyer. I thought this might be of some interest to you, sir.
The Dance of Dreams. This is interesting.
Quite macabre.
But isn't all of life that way?
At its end, look around, blow dust off of books.
Well, I did a little research and came across something.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, do I know that you used to be in the military? I don't know how much you've told me.
I've probably vaguely referred to it, but with no specific.
Well, okay. I'm more observant than I appear to be, so I think I understand at least that that there's something. So tell me, in all your time in service, did you ever come across any giants?
I met a few tall Russians.
Have you ever been to Finland?
Yes, I've been to Finland.
Oh, have you seen Castle Ulu? Like everyone who goes there just sees that one castle.
I don't recall it, sir. No.
Well, and I'll kind of lay out a little bit that I found out about
Okay.
our society. So it looks like there was a big event some 10 years ago, or actually 100 years ago. Giants were ravaging the countryside, killing like all sorts of people, miners, hunters, everyone out in the wilds that was potentially defiling the land or not. And it looks like that in confronting them, the society was taken down by a giant attack.
Hmm.
And it was shortly after that they regrouped here, and the good lady, Lena, or Lenny, Lena? Linnea, that she became fear-stricken and left this place. I'm wondering if perhaps, as I kind of look around Olsen very suspiciously.
Yeah, I'll look up at the mildew in the corners of the ceiling and I can understand that.
Maybe taking these books, burning this place down, and going back home is the right idea, but I still think there's more secrets in this place.
Well, I can tell you that the town is quite grateful that we're here. They seem very excited that someone will be in residence and returning this castle to its former glory. Also, I've opened a few accounts, and there will be some contractors and possible staff coming tomorrow.
Excellent. I'm sure you'll take care of everything. Now I'm thinking about it, and have I seen a map of the city like this map that we're looking at? Have I by chance come across something like that, or?
Oh, sure. In the library, I'm sure there would be. There would definitely be a map of Uppsala, and
I'll throw it down, and I realize this is completely off like main story, but I'll be like, okay, you see these? And I'm pointing at the castle. You see all these vacant fields that lead out of town, with only train tracks dividing them? If Vaesen were to enter the city, I know they don't like the more civilized lands. It looks like they have a direct path directly to us. On top of everything else, we need to guard our eastern flank of this place. If giants are going to come and attack, or anything else.
Sir, have you been drinking? Did you find wine before I got back?
I'll look you like straight. No, this isn't a game. This part isn't for fun. This isn't pretend. I'm just letting you know that while this place seems to be besieged by some type of curse, I believe that real substantial physical threats may besiege us at some point too. And I trust you will take care of the precautions needed to at least alert us beforehand.
Before giants attack us.
I'll start making notes of books that we'll definitely need to grab if we need to leave this place quickly. I'll grab a piece of paper and start scribbling down way too many book names for two people to carry if a building's on fire and we have to run.
Nils clears his throat. Sir, if I may make a suggestion. As I said, the people are very happy that you are here and that you have plans to restore the castle. Perhaps, and I'll sort of push that flyer back towards him, perhaps we could have a nice dinner in town and attend this show and you could impress on the locals your quality.
This isn't really a request, is it? Fine. When? Tonight? Tomorrow?
I don't know. I couldn't tell from that note. It was kind of
It
weird.
doesn't have a date or anything, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's very, very vague. Yeah, no, it was just just this kind of generic invitation. So yeah, there's no, as far as you can tell from that, there's no immediate. Let's see. Let me see. Well, actually, let's just get things moving, maybe. So yeah, that would indicate this evening, because we're here early enough. That would indicate this evening, and as you're looking at that flyer, there is the first time you've ever heard this in the castle, but there is a chime that rings that seems to be connected to the front door, and you see Frisk is moving towards the door, and he, of course, then looks at Hornqvist, and then should me. You, who, want, do you, should I?
I'll hold up my hand and no, I got this.
Okay.
I'll walk over to the door.
So,
I'll start putting books away and everything and straightening myself up.
okay.
But right before I open the door, I'll say, "Sir, you're still wearing your cap." And then I'll open the door.
I'll take it off and toss it across the room behind a bookcase.
All right. There's a young
Scoot down
boy.
my hair.
Oh, there you go. There's a young boy. Apparently, he looks like some sort of messenger, and he's holding out a red envelope to you. It says, "Delivery for the castle, sir. Here you are. It's all paid." And he hands you an envelope.
I'll take the envelope and fish around from the money that Axel gave me that I didn't spend and give him a coin.
Thank you very much, sir. Interesting to see someone in the castle again. Yes. Good day. And he trudges back through the well, I guess maybe Frisk has done a little bit to actually dig out some of the walkways. So there's a little path now that's been cleared with a shovel.
Does he look like he was with anyone, or he just showed up?
Just showed up. Yeah, just by himself.
Okay. All right, I'll examine the envelope. Have any writing on the side?
Yeah, the outside of the envelope simply says Clint, Klint on the outside.
Clint?
Yeah, Clint as written on the outside, and the envelope is sealed with red. I'm sorry. No, the envelope is not addressed to anyone. You turned it over. A red wax seal says Clint on the back. So it's been resealed with a red wax seal with the family name Clint on it. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Do I recognize the family name Clint?
No, it wouldn't be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it wouldn't be anyone.
Well, I'll quickly pop in the kitchen and fetch a small silver tray to put the envelope on, and then hustle back over to the library. Message for you, sir.
Kind of absentmindedly, while looking at a book, reach over and grab the red envelope and then find something sharp to cut it open with. And then finally, when I finish the paragraph I'm on, I'll look up and...
Excellent. So...
and then I'll start opening it.
So you open it and you find inside another flyer for the Dance of Dreams. So let me see if I can do this again. Okay, so did it pop up?
Yep.
Okay.
I never closed the old one, so I have.
Okay. So the only difference that you notice between the one that Nils was able that he took from town and this one is at the bottom. It has in a handwritten message that says, "Meet me tonight at the Witch Cat Inn, Olas," and it's signed Olas. So guessing from the wax seal, this has been sent to you from Olas Clint.
Do you know a Clint in Uppsala, sir?
No, do you know an Olas? And I'll hand you the note now that I've read it.
No, but it is the same flyer. Which cat in? I guess we were going to be guests of honor at the show.
Yes, and you can, because you are in the library, you may as well. You can take a look through. There are journals, journals from the society, and records of membership and everything. So you can.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll run through my mental database here as I flip through a book, basically.
Yes.
Let's see if he has any connection with anything. Well, let's see. What should we start? I guess we'll start with the society and then work our way up from there.
I assume we will be accepting this invitation, sir?
I thought you expected me to. Yes. Yes, we will.
Dinner here or in town?
I think I always prefer what you cook. Let's start here and work our way out.
All right. And then I'll be like, just trudge off, like, I gotta start cooking.
Very good. All right, and so why don't you roll learning for me? Been doing a lot of learning with
So
your
good.
library.
I'm so learning. Let's see here. 2 successes.
Oh, whoa, very good. Okay, so the name Olas Clint does come up in the records of the society.
Oh.
So he is a private detective that has assisted the society in various ways. He it seems like it's a little hard to tell from the records. There's things that have been scratched out. So he maybe was a member at one time, but became independent, but he did assist them in several ways. And so he is a person with the site and does work with the society. So and maybe being a detective, he pretty much knew of your plans and your arrival. So it would be easy for him to anticipate your presence here.
Excellent. Does the little bit of information we have, does it say a residence of his or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, he has an apartment in town. But yeah, and you don't know if it's a current address, but his last known address in their records is an apartment in town.
After I look this up, I'll wander my way around and from the map I looked at earlier, find the kitchen.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'll say, don't spend too much time on that. I want to go check out this Olas Clint before we meet him tonight. I have a possible address.
Oh.
Just heat up anything. It's fine.
And I'm like sitting in front of a cutting board with like a full roast, and I'm like,
yeah.
Of course. Anything. Just some fritters or something.
Nice.
Yeah, so my hope is that we eat something quickly. It's not super late. I'm going to go try to do my due diligence now that I'm aware that there's a little bit more bad stuff happening here and this guy may be connected. I want to see what his actual if the place where we're at, I just want to basically go stake at his house and see if there's, evil cultists walking in and out or
right.
giants hanging out in his backyard, that type of thing.
So
sure,
I'll quickly throw together some baguette sandwiches and I'm gonna pack him evening wear in a little bag that we can bring with us.
Excellent.
We really need to get a coach here full time.
Oh, yes, a driver would be lovely.
But then we need to fix the stables. How long would something like that take? A few days?
If you've got the crowns, anything can happen.
All right. So the address that was listed was actually not far away, just across the river on Odin Street near the park.
Oh, okay.
So you guys could easily make it over there.
I imagine that I'm trying to blend in, so I'm actually like not wearing fancy duds or anything like that right now. Not just like not wearing my evening clothes. I'm not trying to dress like a commoner, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Like common folk down the road.
All right.
You may want to change too.
Into
Well, you're fine.
All right. Yeah. So you sorry, you make your way to the address that's listed, and it's actually a small house, but with an apartment above, and below is a detective agency. Is the sign for Clint, and it's his office for his detective agency. So you look through the window and you see there is someone sitting in a desk at a desk inside. So you can.
Okay. Well, I think my plan is I'm trying to get a read on this guy. So he's supposed to be a detective. I'm gonna see how good he is. I'm just gonna find some place to post up nearby and see if he notices him being staked out.
Oh, okay.
by a guy with a butler.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't catch on, he's not that good a detective.
Very good. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's find out how good he is.
Would you like a scarf, sir?
I look around. Is anyone else wearing a scarf? No, I don't want a scarf. I'm trying to blend in.
Very good, sir.
All right. Oh, all right. So let me just I'll just do a
Licorice?
Yes, definitely a licorice. I'll take one of those.
Oh, wait. No, it didn't give me. Oh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
He's not a good detective. All right.
Yes. No, yeah, you go unnoticed eating licorice. And wow. Yeah, no, you so you see some very normal comings and goings. There's there seems to be a message and a delivery, and depending on how long you wait, he seems to be shutting down the office a bit early for the evening, probably getting ready to make his way to the Witch Cat Inn.
Well,
So are you?
Shall we abscond, sir?
yes, he's disappointing me, but yes, let's go.
And I'll hand you your little valise, and I brought your evening attire.
I'll change in the cart. Not the cart, but in
The coach.
Yes, the coach. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Do you want to? Yeah. So will you head back to the castle then? So yeah, he didn't. He didn't notice you at all. That's amazing. He didn't notice you, and
Yeah, I mean, if it's not that late, we're going to go back to the castle first. Yeah, I'll change to the castle. But yeah, we'll head.
Okay.
Oh, what did I pack it for? Dang it!
I thought.
So
I thought we may be out here longer.
So let me see here. So Frisk sees one of the flyers that you'd left. One of the either the one that was sent or the one that Nils had brought back, and upon your return, he says, "If you're hoping to get to the Witch Cat Inn this evening, it's a ways away. It's a few hours ride by coach. I would suggest you head off as soon as possible."
It's outside of town, then?
Yes. It's not in town. It's on the outskirts. I mean, it's not quite outskirts. It's outside of town, so pretty far away. So yeah, he just mentions that if after seeing those invitations around, he says yes. It'll be a bit of a ride. You should get there in later evening, but it should. You should probably set up now.
I'll start. I'll go change. What would be good though is, do we have any roast? Because I'm starving. No. Okay. I'll go up to.
Perhaps the inn will be able to accommodate us. Frisk, are you staying in the castle, or do you go home somewhere?
No, I will. Seeing as my attentions are going to be needed, probably full time, I'll take up one of the my previous quarters in the castle and remain here for the night. So you can leave anything you need. I will make sure your rooms are secure.
Very good. And I'll open up my notebook and tear out about 6 pages. This is what you'll need to deal with tomorrow.
I see.
Several interviews there, and you're going to need to get estimates on the roof and the floor and the walls, everything.
All right. Very well. Yes, we'll be. I'll be sure to take this up. Take this up tomorrow.
Excellent.
All right.
I'm going to, I'll pack Aksel, obviously, but I'll pack myself as well and make sure I have my revolver and my field kitchen and my lantern, because I wasn't expecting to leave town.
Right. Okay. All right. And actually, as you're preparing, a coach pulls up in front of the castle gates, and the man that you were staking out steps out of it, and he makes his way through the gates and walks up. So I guess as you're like, maybe in front of the front door of the castle, this coach is pulled up, and he nods to you and says, "I suppose you thought your little surveillance went unnoticed, but in fact, I'm glad that you received my message. And if you would, instead of meeting me, if you would prefer to accompany me to the inn, I will transport you with the coach. This coach I've hired." So the Witch Cat Inn, of course, is a few hours away from the city north. So if you will, I can explain on the way, or we can discuss matters inside before we leave, depending on what you prefer.
No, we can head out. I must say I was disappointed, but now I'm intrigued.
Very good, and of course, I know you. I know your names, and I know from Linnea, I know that you are taking residence in the castle, and there's a matter of great importance that I think we need to attend to at the inn. I can explain very much on the way. If you have anything, that I think what we're dealing with, my past experiences at the inn and why I fear there's something that needs would need your skill and understanding to assist me in handling. There may be some disturbed, something dead that has been disturbed. So if there's anything that you'd like to bring to assist you with that, and that's as much as I can understand from what's going on right now. So
something dead that's been disturbed. Well, I see you have my bag there, Nils. Thank you. And I'll take that and peek in and make sure I have my little carry-on, whatever it is that has my magnifying glass and binoculars and pistol or revolver in it.
I'll lean over while he's looking, whisper, "Perhaps there's a book on the dead in your new library, sir?"
There's many.
Yes. Yeah, if you'd like to, that would be something that you probably wouldn't even need, because you have access to that. You wouldn't even need that as to roll resources if you wanted to bring anything like that. Olafs also recommends. So he, the other thing I would recommend, as he speaks to you in front of the castle, other thing I would recommend, if you are a man of faith, I would bring that with you as well. And he indicates there's a cross on a chain that he has around his neck. So he's from his appearance, he looks to be about 40 and is very well groomed, wearing glasses, a pointy nose, and his sharp eyes kind of peer at you through the glasses and are just kind of studying you. I guess you would have had that description watching him at his agency. But he recommends.
I'm gonna. Nils is not a man of faith. In fact, he kind of thinks he's on the wrong side of the tracks for that. So but he's got in his head that salt is important. So he's gonna go get the salt cellar from the kitchen and pack it.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good.
Well, I'll say, well, come inside for a moment. There's a few books I wish to bring along with me then, and I'll run into the library and grab Goes in the Spirit Guide, whatever the other thing is, and I'll grab a handful of things that I've maybe have noted that I think are related to the undead.
Yes, and also what we will be attending, and what I suspect is connected to the this. I would call it a haunting from my experience. So I am, of course, a detective of the supernatural. So this is my specialty. I investigate elements of the supernatural, and like yourselves, I do have the sight and have assisted the society previously. But I suspect that there is a connection between this Shadow Theater performance and whatever is haunting this inn. Let's see.
I should have looked up stuff on the Shadow Theater before we left. That's where I messed up.
You can take all of that with you, so we can instead of doing advantage before you leave, we can do that on the travel there. So you can bring any books that you need on the coach, so you'll have everything. A good selection.
Yeah, I'll grab a stack of tomes.
Okay.
But I also think that I'm not really a man of faith, so I think that with what's happened, I view it all as one at this point cosmology of weird stuff that I'm trying to understand.
All right. Good. Okay. Yeah. Very good. So. Gather up any books and anything. So we don't really need to make, and I guess you can. There won't be any situations. This is a bit of a remote. So Olaus explains, the inn is a bit remote, so we won't have access to much once we are there, aside from whatever the inn can provide. But let's be off. I mean, I know there's something very strange happening here, and it seems to be very powerful. So I don't think this is something I can handle alone. So I'm glad. I'd be very glad to have your assistance. And of course, you should be able to be compensated if you're actually in need of funds and means to restore the castle. This should help you. Should help you on your way, if at all. If compensation it will entice you at all.
I'm not here for the money, but it does not hurt.
Very good, very good. Okay, so yeah, so bring anything you may find useful. The coach can handle everything you need as far as luggage, and let's be off. I hope to make it there before too late in the evening.
I can't imagine right now anything except for books and apparently a big thing of salt.
Right. Okay.
So how does the advantage work? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, so you kind of state narratively what you do in preparation on the way. Like, think about something, practice something, research something. And whenever that sort of thing comes up, and I think you maybe can just specify like an attribute, that you would be that would have that benefit. So if you're rolling something with that a skill or an attribute, then you'd get a +2. +2 to that, yeah. So it's just you've prepared yourself for something and get an advantage on a roll.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna put on a coat and ride up top with the driver.
Oh, okay.
And on the way, I just want to kind of like focus on my surroundings, spot things as we travel, and mark things out. Like, oh, that's a bird, that's a farmer standing in the road, this and that. Basically, so that I'm trying to improve my vigilance.
Oh, okay. Oh, very good. Okay, yeah. Excellent. All right, and and Aksel can relay anything he learns from Olaus to you. Okay, and I'm assuming Aksel, you want to use some books, like just talk.
Yeah,
with,
I think we're talking to him, but I'm also like every time he says something, that I'm trying to like find a reference to it in one of the tomes that we brought. So yeah, I'm just trying to gather any, because like I don't know, hauntings. I haven't really, besides my first experience, I haven't had a lot of experience with anything else. So I'm just trying to like make a cross reference of everything that he's talking about. Like as I keep getting distracted as he's talking to me, looking in the book, and yeah, I'm trying to do like a knowledge type, cram as much haunting information in my brain as I can before we get there. So yes, I would say it'd be like I study the tomes on the way there.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so you'll each have a +2 that you can use just once this session, but for a roll. So something that would apply to probably a logic roll, and then for I guess both logic, then vigilance. So specifically for vigilance or understanding the situation for Nils, and for maybe learning and logic for Aksel. But you can kind of narratively broaden that a bit, depending on the situation.
Cool.
All right. Okay, so I don't think so. Once it's described, you don't need to roll anything for it. But the advantage, to get this advantage, you don't need to. You just need to state kind of what you did on the trip. So 2 extra dice when making a skill test once per session. You must declare either before you roll or before you push that you're using it.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So in other words, you can't use advantage if you already failed a test. It doesn't fix a failed roll. Okay.
So tell me about this
interesting.
hunting.
Yes. Very good. Well, let's see. So you'll have the so let's just but for you let's do a learning roll because there's a plethora of information. So there's some things if you roll really well, maybe you'll get a little bit of kind of extra.
Ooh, okay.
But there's a great advantage, but this is also generating clues for you on the trip as well.
Woo!
3 successes. I'll take it.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Very good. Very good. Okay. So the coach takes off as the evening starts to darken, and unfortunately, it begins to snow insanely bad.
I've chosen poorly.
So it is winter early evening when you leave Uppsala in the coach heading south. And there's a terrible snowstorm that seems to vary between heavy snow and frozen sleet. It pelts the top of the coach as you travel. So the wind is howling and the snow and sleet worsen. So even just even if you were just to walk from the castle to the coach, you would probably be covered. So you expect as soon as you have to get out of the coach, it's going to be quite an ordeal. But Nils, of course, is handling it quite bravely atop the coach. And because there is so much snow, the coach does seem to be leaking a little bit. So Aksel should be a little careful. Be a little careful with the books that you brought along, and strangely, as the sky darkens and the storm intensifies, you see lightning in the sky. A very rare occurrence during snowstorms. But the driver continues to whip the horses onward through the darkening storm.
I'm gonna kind of try to engage the driver in small talk and get a read on him too.
Oh, okay. Yes. So he has. Explaining that he has an urgent matter to continue along after he drops you off at the inn. He needs to continue to Sigtuna, which is then further north. So that is where he is due this evening. But the detective hired him. Olas hired him to drop you off on the way.
Is he familiar with?
Yes, he knew. Yeah, he's local. So he knows him. He knows him from town, and he knows he's involved in the unusual, the supernatural. He advertises himself as a detective of supernatural events. So he knows that that's probably what you're doing, and the witch cat has started to get a kind of reputation, a reputation as being unusual. He knows that the inn just in this past year has fallen very badly into a disrepair and doesn't look as vibrant and isn't such a popular stopping point as it used to be on the road north. North to Sigtuna, to Sigtuna. He discusses a little bit of the infamy of this witch cat inn, which he assumes that's why you're going to investigate.
It's a little on the nose, isn't it? Witch cat inn.
Yeah, right. Was it witch cat or witch cat? Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm traveling through a lightning snowstorm.
Yes, you're sitting on top of a couch
to a dilapidated inn with a scary name with an occult investigator.
Yep. To see a puppet show.
Yep. Just gonna go ahead and make sure my pistol's loaded.
That's right. Keep it handy. All right. So, Aksel, do you want to roll for your research in your drippy coach?
Yes, I got 3 successes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You did roll. Okay. So 3 successes. And so let me give you, discussing, so you already know, you tracked down Olas already, so you know about his office and where he lives. So he explains to you that they're, like the driver explained to Nils, that you're headed to the Witch Cat Inn, which is at the crossroads north of Sigtuna. Which is north of Sigtuna. So he's actually going to be heading south. When the society was when the survivors of the great the massacre of Ula Castle headed to Uppsala, they actually used this inn as a gathering place. So this is, I guess, this was back. Oh, okay, wait. So. Yeah. So this inn has been known as it's been used by the society. So the innkeeper at that time was Piri Harjula. He was a Thursday's child. He had the site, and today the inn is run by Piri, his grandson. Piri's grandson, Sami Harjula. So Piri had some connection with a society and allowed them to use his inn as a meeting place. And his grandson, Sami, is now currently the proprietor. And you noticed a name.
Does Sami know the history of his grandfather? And I mean, I guess everyone's aware of Vaesen. Some people don't believe in them anymore. But
Right. Yeah. Sami knows the kind of. I don't think he accepts it very much. He's just trying to. He sees the owning this inn as his family pride, and is very, it doesn't seem to show. Yeah, doesn't show any of the maybe. Kind of dark or mysterious things that happened in the past. He's just trying to run a successful business. And the society members of the this is starting back. So this occurred a while back. So
like 10
I guess
years ago?
Yeah, so more than we're gonna have to keep everything within this range. So actually, this is supposed to be 100 years ago. So I guess the castle that doesn't. Yeah, I guess this is all kind of ancient history in a way. Yeah, I guess I explained it as maybe happening too recently. Okay. Everything is stating this is happening late 18th century. Yeah.
So like they basically came back here and maybe like reestablished themselves, and then it all fell apart.
Right. Yeah. So they there was a reestablishment by them, but it did fall apart, and we're investigating the kind of why it fell apart. But the name that was stated on the flyer, the invitation that you received, Oscar Hort. So in the flyer it said Oscar Hort's encounter with the Black One, his struggle, and finally the betrayal which claimed his life. Is part of the story that you're telling, and the society member list does list Oscar Hort as a member that lived during the late 18th century. He was a member of the society. He was a writer and spent some time studying under Francois Dominique Safin in France. Who was a famous artist that put on shadow plays for the court of Versailles and the Palais Royal. So he had established some fame as a shadow puppeteer, but was listed as having the site and being a member of the society. And the little bit of research you did about shadow puppets and shadow theaters, their origins are of course India and China. It's cut out paper figures held against light screens, and the art form came to Italy in the 18th century and continued across Europe. So it's kind of a new novel art form now that's made its way to England, France, and Scandinavia now. And clockwork is used to automate a lot of the scenes and movement of shadow theaters.
Okay, I thought the clockwork thing was more like metaphysical explanation of things, but it's actually how the thing's working. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly intricate technology. from how it's explained, and that was part of the novel, and that may have been some of the innovation that happened as the tradition passed through Italy and the rest of Europe. So I think with discussing things with Olaus and from your books, the combination of those two things are kind of what you gather, and I guess he will also discuss with you what he would discuss if you would have met him there. So yeah, you'll already know these things. Let's see. So Ulas, of course, yeah, he said, I invited you, of course, because assuming that you wish to resurrect the society, you have interests in the occult. I do know Linnea, and I too, of course, as explained, have the site. I visited this inn a few days ago, and I felt a power, a very frightening power, some sort of presence. And I really want your help in figuring out exactly what is going on. There are rumors, of course, of this strange decay that's happened at this inn, and my motives, of course, are when I was young. My interest for the supernatural, and specifically the invisibles, the Vaesen, happened when I was a teenager, and my young sister was taken. I was shocked by when she was lured into the woods and never returned. So I swore from that day to help and vanquish any malevolent or harmful spirits or Vaesen that I came across. So this is part of my kind of pledge to my sister to, in her name, to rout this evil. And I do believe it to be evil. Of course, he indicated that he was a religious man.
Okay.
All right. And if you want to...
First we aim to understand, then we vanquish.
Very good. Well, we all have our methods. And if you'd like to roll observation, to just kind of get a sense of him after he's said all this stuff to you.
Ooh. I failed. I don't think I want to push that yet.
Okay. No, don't want to feel tired at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, he seems very determined to do something about this, and is very grateful for your assistance. He seems very genuine in his enthusiasm and his being happy with your support.
Well,
okay.
we are aiming to. I don't know if we're aiming to rebuild the society, but we are aiming to open back up study of these Vaesen and documenting them. We're looking to fill out the castle. We may have use for your services directly in the future.
Oh, very good. Well, I would be happy to assist you, and if you do decide to reestablish the society, you can consider me a member. I would be more than willing to sign up among your membership.
That's one. Okay.
There we go. The first step. All right, so this journey takes you about 3 hours, and the snowstorm has just grown increasingly worse.
So cold.
But from his position, his vigilant position, Nils notices a lot of things on the trip. So as the evening darkens, there's a full moon that allows you to see somewhat beyond the gusts of wind and snow. But your eyes can't quite be trusted. Even your sight, can't clearly tell what you're seeing away from the coach in the distance as you hurtle towards the inn. You see the frozen flatness of Lake Malor in the west as you approach, and as you travel through a pine forest, you see some of the tall frozen pines are bending with the weight of ice and snow, and some have even broken due to the heavy ice and strong winds. As the lightning flashes, you see large, heavy shapes among these trees. So perhaps in the summer they would just be large moss-covered rocks, but now they look more sinister, like snow-covered monsters staring back at you through the silvery white.
It's the giants.
That's right. Oh no, we have a giant.
Yeah,
giant
that's exactly. Nils is singing, "Oh look, it's Aksel's giant."
So suddenly, the Witch Cat Inn appears at this T-junction in the road. So you arrive. It's basically the only thing with any light for quite a while. It's surrounded by woods on one. Sorry, it's surrounded by woods, but there's the lake. Lake Malor is to the north and the west of the inn. It seems to be the only building around in the area. So the inn and its stables. The coachman stops and we're here. This is the Witch Cat, and I'll be heading off. I'll be heading off now. I'll continue south to Sigtuna.
All right, well, so hold your horses. I need to get the luggage.
Very good. Yes. I suppose you're okay to do that yourself.
Why not?
Let me. Oh yeah. So here is the. This is the snowy route that we took. So I guess leaving from. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it was completely south. Sorry. So south from Uppsala, we traveled about 3 hours, and continuing on south is Sigtuna, and in the distance. All
I'm seeing is a black box.
Oh, sorry. It should. Let me see. Are you coming up? It might take a little bit.
I can see it though, and that's
There's
the important thing. I'll fill you in.
All right, you fill me in.
Yeah, there's a little more detailed map. So, but yeah, you just have been told about. You don't actually see this, but the other thing that you notice, sorry, in the distance, you see a lonely church tower protruding from the trees. So there's forest surrounding you, but you do see the tower of a church in the distance. Not maybe just a few kilometers away.
Well, I'll unload the luggage and then help the master out of the coach.
Okay. All right.
Literal icicles hanging off my hat.
Yes. Right. And strangely, the inn itself looks very similar to the state that you found the castle in. So you see that there's a garden around the side that is completely overgrown and now, of course, covered with snow and ice. A collapsed conservatory is also back there on the side of the building, and there seems to be a mound in the snow that there's tracks that have led to and from it, so it could be some root cellar or something. And in the stable, which is still active, there are 2 horses and a wagon, and it looks like room for more.
Are there any, like, I don't know, stable boys or just general servanty people I can call on?
Yeah, there's nobody outside. Everyone seems to be inside. There was no one to receive you.
Of course.
Unless if our driver looks like he's leaving, how are we getting back to town tonight?
Oh, yeah, Olas. Yes. So we can. I spoke with, or I can speak with the owner, and we can secure another coach. And they are, that shouldn't be a problem. I know we're a bit isolated, but and this is, of course, is an inn, so we're more than welcome to spend the night if the evening runs late.
I did pack extra clothes for you, sir.
I did not doubt.
Well, I guess I'll just carry all these bags to the door.
Thank you, Nils.